are. Welcome back. And, well, there's never lack of anything to talk about here. Connor Burke joining me here as well. Thanks for being here, Connor.
Thanks for having me.
How was, well, I almost called you on Wednesday. Well, I wanted to make sure you didn't need a tissue or something.
Oh, I was all right. All right.
You know, before we get started, look at those cool jerseys.
They're awesome. The Grinch.
Yeah. I'm going to see if I can zoom in on that or the Grinch. Yeah, they should be. I can't quite get the shot. They're cool, though. All right. Well, yeah, you know, I guess we're going to be talking about a few things. Al Letang did a great post-game press conference. We're going to talk Liam Beamish and, of course, the shootout. And it's Christmas at the Hive.
Ho, ho, ho.
Yeah, and I'm a Merry Christmas. Are you a Merry Christmas guy?
I am.
Or
I love
Happy
Christmas. I love Christmas music. I love Christmas songs.
Right on.
I love the movies.
I noticed this year, like, Cool 106.3 actually started playing. I heard my first Christmas song before December 1st. It was like November 28th or something. I was like, ooh, like, I didn't know if there were like any rules to that or.
You should give it a whole month anyway, 25 to 25.
You know, I enjoy Christmas. You know, like you're quite a bit younger than me, but when your children get older, Christmas changes a bit.
Yep.
But I do. I like the season. You know what's interesting about Christmas though is like, like if I do something nice for you right now. You go, oh, that's nice, it's Christmas. But if I did something really, really super nice for you in July, you'd be like, what does he want?
Suspicious.
Suspicious is a good word, right? It's true, right?
Yeah, for
Why
sure.
is he doing that at Christmas? So anyway.
Christmas in July.
It's kind of nice to, well, we should just do that thing all year round. Okay.
Absolutely, we should.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's go to TikTok land. Let's see who's out there first. We got a few watching. Hello, everybody in TikTok world. We got a few goals out there. We're trying to reach always. Still got to buy this guy a hot dog and a beer. A non-alcoholic beer.
Yeah, well, we're switching it up now, I guess.
Yeah. I'm doing the, well, you know, I got a few reasons why I need to.
Getting ready for the beach bod early.
Right. That's right. Yeah. Just got to get those muscles back in shape from like 30 years ago.
They're still there.
Yeah. Sarnia Sting, Owen Sound Attack. That's where we're at right now. And, geez, before we get into what happened on Wednesday, I got to tell you, I really like it when, well, I like it when the players come up and do the post game. I really do. Like, and it's nice to see. I'll put it out there. It used to be like we lost, so we're getting a coach, or we never got a player.
Right.
And this year they're kind of putting the players out there a little bit more, face the music. But it has been hard times for the Sarnia Sting, and we got to remember these are 16, 17-year-olds, some of them, and they're not quite ready to handle those tough questions. I think the media that does ask the questions are respectful enough, but it can still be pretty nerve-wracking, especially when you come out from a hard loss again, like we did on Wednesday. We'll get to that. So they brought up Al Letang. You watched the post game,
did
you?
Yep.
Okay. So let's bring Al up here. This was the first part of the post. This was the first part of the post game. If I can, where's my producer when I need him? There we go. This is the first part of it, and Josh Boyce basically just asked, said, you know, your thoughts on tonight's game, and Al Letang does a really good job of being honest with the answers, and here's what that looks like.
All right, Al, another hard-fought, back-and-forth game, just came up short in the end. I guess your take on tonight's effort?
Yeah, effort was incredible. I thought our guys played real well. The penalty kill was 4 for 5. I thought they showed some good desperation. We were committed to some adjustments we were doing. They were reading the play well. I thought, Nick made some of the saves he needed to make for us, and we were good in the face-off circle tonight. I thought, those kids battled hard tonight. They put in the effort to get the 2 points, and 12 seconds we fell a little bit short. I guess we weren't per se desperate enough to get that last little bit of the game done, where you need a block, you need maybe a box out at the net, something like that. In those dying moments, that's usually what it comes down to, a small simple detail. And I talked to them after the game, just saying, some days you do a lot really well and you don't win, because winning's hard. Winning's really hard, and you got to learn the small details. I thought a little bit in the third, our face-off bumps, some of our small little things that add up over the game, we were kind of lacking a little bit, or they would slip a little bit. And they're in a tough spot. They're gripping their sticks. They're fighting for confidence. They're trying to find some fun in the game again. They're trying to find some energy, off each other. And it feels like we're spinning our tires, and they still come to the rink every day, and they put the work in, and we've just got to continue to put our head down, put our nose down, and get to work and do the same things we've been doing.
And a positive note to Liam Beamish, a couple goals, and he's got really good chemistry with Ryan Brown, it seems. So maybe just a comment about that.
Yeah, I think for the last 5 games that line's been real good. I've kind of tasked them with looking after the other team's kind of top unit, and at times it's a lot to ask 2 17-year-olds and a 20-year-old. Usually I have 3 19-year-olds, or a couple 19-year-olds and a 20-year-old to do it, and they've done a great job. They've responded, and they've found a way to contribute a little bit of offense that way. And I think we have to stick to that process of finding ways to generate. We're not a high-scoring, talented team, and we've got to find ways to manufacture goals with pucks getting through, guys getting rebounds, and kind of the way we scored tonight.
So there you have it, right? Alatang in there, and I think there was some honest answers, especially right there at the end, where he's like, I've got 2 17-year-olds and a 20-year-old on a line, so that's tough experience, and they're pulling it through pretty well considering what they're up against. And he said also, Connor, we're not a high-scoring team, and we have to recognize that, so we have to find other ways to put that puck through. You agree with what he's saying?
Yeah, it's a pretty straightforward answer. It's kind of a bummer that we aren't a more offensive team.
Yeah.
Like, maybe it's just the structure and definitely a bit of the power play, but yeah, he doesn't beat around the bush. That's pretty simple and straightforward. He doesn't hide any answers, and that's how it is.
And I don't think he would say it, but you could probably read between the lines. He's also going, and this is what I have to work with.
Yeah. This is what we got, so deal with it.
And that's, again, we go back to the other day. That's where it comes out as, we went for it 2 seasons ago, made some super big trades to let's go for it. And if that doesn't work out, even if it does work out, this is where you are again.
Yeah, even if we had gotten past that hump, these players still were, a lot of them were overagers, and they were going to move on. So
Right.
yeah, win or lose, this is where you end up with something like that. Like guys like Porter Martone, a big piece who just made Team Canada actually.
Right.
Good for him.
Yeah, right. A lot to talk about with Porter Martone and stuff, and he's done very well for himself, and he's continued on, I think, what he set out to do in the first place. Now, talking about Liam Beamish is what we're going to do here next. We're going to hear from Alatang again, and kind of thoughts on the leadership with Liam Beamish that we're kind of seeing, and the coaches definitely see it. Take a look.
I wanted to ask you about Liam Beamish as well. He, players come from different leagues, and they're used to being top line players and so on. And it took him a few games to sort of understand, I guess, maybe in his own mind, that I can play in this league and I can play well in this league. He just looked like he had sort of got to a different level tonight. Is that sort of accurate?
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would think the fact that they've been together for a while now, they're starting to find some chemistry. I know they're always talking on the bench, and I know he's a young kid that had to come in and get comfortable with the league, get comfortable with the pace. He's got really good habits off the ice, got good habits in practice. Good habits in games. He's been great on faceoffs for us. Good stick. He's strong on pucks, not shy to go to the net, which is huge for us. And they've found some chemistry. They all kind of play a similar style where it's not flashy, but it's move pucks north. Support each other, get pucks to the net, and he's done an incredible job. He asks great questions. He's always inquisitive, wants to learn. Seeks the coaches out to find more information on how he can help, what more he can do, and he's turning into a real leader for us, which is awesome.
I think we've seen that on the ice already. Would you agree?
Yeah, it's funny that he says they've been together for a while, but he's only played 7 games.
Well,
he's still brand new, really. But it's impressive to see how much of a stride he's taken in those 7 games.
Yeah, and again, you hear him talking about the leadership role that he's really seems to be trying to take on. Like, sounds like the one that shows up first and leaves last, but is looking around for where's the coach? I got questions, and I'm running around trying to. I want to learn more beyond what is expected of me, right? And I think one of the things about a great player in anything is that they're willing to do 2 to 5% more than what everybody else is doing.
Yeah, everyone's willing to do the bare minimum, but it's just if you can take it to that next level, it gets noticed, especially from your head coach.
Yeah. I want to go back to the first clip that we did. I don't know if you could hear in the voice Al Letang in the first few seconds there. He got talking about the hard work of these players. You could hear a little emotion in his throat there. Like I think Al Letang is. I'm always talking about him, but I'm a big fan, and I think he's brought some great leadership to this team. I mean, some would say, well, the recent release of Haley, like why, what happened there, and but I mean, Tang's been to the gold, a couple of times, and while he didn't come out on top, I think he's still a great leader for this team.
Yeah, for sure. It's just amazing to see, really. I like him a lot.
Yeah.
It sucks to see the heat. I know it's just noise, and that's how people talk. But
taking some heat, I know. But I've said a few times before, and I remember last year at an awards ceremony, I got to talk, and I looked at the players and everybody in the room, and I said, success is painful. Success is truly painful. It requires failure along the way. Now, you don't want to lose the whole season, but I think there's a lot of learning that's coming out for this team right here on the positive side. I believe in this team. I still have a lot of faith. And I think we're just on that cusp. It's that if you were to quit now, that one more time might have put you through.
Yeah, it's like he said as well. I don't know if you clipped that part, but how it's probably tough for these kids to show up to the rink with such a loss, but you learn to lose in stride, and then eventually you learn the things you don't want to feel anymore. Like,
right.
This sucks. We're not going to do this anymore. Let's be better. Like it's got to get worse before it gets better, I think. And you got to learn to lose before you learn to win.
Right. Well, and now we can talk about it after talking about Liam Beamish, and we'll come back to those lines. But the shootout that happened on Wednesday, I mean, here we were up ahead pretty good, kind of at the insurance point, right? And then Flint decided to start playing hockey. I thought the Sting played very well the first 2 periods. I really did, and even most. Maybe 40% of the third period, I don't know, and it was just those. And I remember standing in the post-game room going, okay, this last minute of play, just,
That's a tough call, too, at the end to get the debatable one, I agreed with the offside goal that they took from us, so we'll give them that one, so I can disagree with the call at the end. And
sure.
they kind of put us down a bit, and you're down a guy, you give him every opportunity to score. And I was 12 seconds on the edge of my seat.
I know. And then, and you think we feel bad. Imagine, they're coming back to these young fellas, right? But there is a no-quit attitude out there, right? I mean, we talk about being in the slump, whether that's the sophomore slump, which Ryan Brown has obviously broken out of. But being in a slump, it's hard to get out of bed.
Yeah, it's the hardest. What do you do, right? You just got to tell yourself it's going to change. And one of these, something's got to give.
I think, though, that like coming from the leadership side of the coaching staff and other staff as well, they're encouraging these players to lean on each other. And, maybe they're saying, okay, if you're like, are you on your way to practice, or come on, we got to go work out at the gym, whatever that is, right? You need that workout partner. And, somebody who doesn't get talked about a lot, Connor, I think we should talk about for a moment, is the billet families. They do get recognized here occasionally with a Sting. I know they can't do it every game, but they're a really important piece of what goes on with this team. And being away from their families, the billet parents have a big responsibility.
No, it's outstanding. It's like I've mentioned it before. Like feeding these kids, it's probably just throwing buns to an elephant. Like they're just
Right.
growing kids. They're just shoveling it down that and probably making sure that they're awake and going to practice. And not that they need that much, but just
No.
everything. Like in a bed to sleep in and everything that goes along with it. It's awesome to have. You wouldn't have a team without them.
No. And I know they get a little bit of an allowance, but it doesn't really cover what
I'm
they're feeding these
sure
kids,
it's
right?
not.
And I can tell you, knowing quite a few of the billets, I'm sure all of them, they're not doing it for the allowance. They're doing it for their love of the game, their love of the Sarnia Sting and the players, and the experience that they get to give to these players. And I would say, I know talking from a couple billet families, they're like, wow, they give more to us than we could ever give to them. So that's a feel-good kind of story.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of them. They get along with the younger kids
Yeah.
in the house. They're playing hockey out on the street with all the neighborhood kids. Like, you gotta imagine that's just feeling like a normal kind of guy again.
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna get into, but that shootout, right? I mean, that was once we got to that point. It's hard not to. If I'm being completely honest, it's hard not to feel some doubt, because you're like, how many? I don't even know. There's got to be a stat on how many times we've gone to a shootout and lost.
Yeah, well,
I think we've only. Is it there?
I think it's this one here. It's 8 wins, 17 losses, two OT loss, 5 shootout losses.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know. Like, there's a reason why we're up here and not behind the bench. But I was confused with the shooter lineup. I think just not seeing Beckham Edwards in there that's a huge shock, really. I think.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just checking
you're good.
technical. No, that's fine.
Arguably, I'd want him to be first, but just he's got a great shot and great hands. That's all you need to be in the shootout. And then like seeing Fisher too. I know he's got a great shot as well, but he's a defenseman. He's maybe a little less experienced. But yeah, I'm not at the practices either, so I don't.
Right.
Maybe that's the lineup they roll with, or maybe they're just trying to get everybody a shot. But yeah, it was a little bit confusing.
Yeah, I never know what to expect in the shootout, who they're going to put up there. I just go, don't miss.
That's the goal.
Well, Brian Beamish and Felak, that's a nice line out there. I like the Edwards, Wainwright, and Doucette, and then leaving Franchetti, Hall, and Luecki out there. But I don't know what this is down at the bottom. Diorio and Karimov on the fourth line.
Yeah,
there's only 2 of them there.
They're the extra forwards, I think. I don't know if we have enough forwards dressed right now to have a full 4 line, so I think that's what that is. But.
Yeah, right. So, we'll see what that brings out there. I mean, again, we're up here for a reason. Or better yet, we're not down there for a reason. So, we're behind this team, and I mean, because what's the alternative, right? Come on, Sting fans, let's get loud out there tonight and show that I've been commenting when I give away the tickets. I believe is the word, right? So let's and hashtag strength in numbers. I think that's a great. When they started that hashtag last year and they kept it again for this year. I'm glad to see that. And looks like a pretty decent turnout. I know we don't see a lot of people sitting down, but that's just because they're still walking around.
Oh, there's a ton of people walking around.
Yeah, there is. And it's Friday night at the Hive, Christmas at the Hive. There'll be no post game tonight. Due to the fact that they will be auctioning off the jerseys. Do you bid on these things?
I'm
Steve?
gonna tonight.
Oh boy! Did your mama give you a warning before you came out?
Nope, I don't think she knows that it's tonight.
Yeah,
so
well,
hopefully she's not watching.
She knows now. We went dead on TikTok, so she's probably going, "Where's my boy?" Right?
Yep, I'll be in there for Karimov for sure.
She's out watching on Facebook. I know she is. Hi, Mom. Main Street Credit Union is the sponsor for the Christmas at the Hive tonight, a great community contributor. And we want to give a shout out also to, let's see, I don't want to get that in there. There we go. Hughes Intelligence Canada. Hello, Barry. Thanks for your support. And I was talking to Terry Doyle before we come up here, and he kind of reminded me, as we were talking before, about, like, we come out the gate really high, higher than was expected, and we just got to gain our way back up. So I think we're going to be okay here tonight.
We're that much closer. Like it was in the bag. It's just,
Yep.
It's just a matter of a couple tweaks.
Yep.
We'll get there.
Real quick, interesting. I don't know if you know anything about this. Like, you know that happened, but like Owen, not Owen Sound. Was it Oshawa? Like, they're fighting for first place. I think they might be first place, and they got rid of their head coach.
Yeah, that was.
It's like,
I had wondered if he was going to be maybe the replacement for Haley, but I'm not sure.
Probably not. That'd be my guess. I don't know. I'm not privy to that stuff. I try to pry it out of people, but they're like, Burrows, go away. Have another slice of pizza. That's what we get down in the media.
You're a journalist. We don't talk to journalists.
Yeah, whatever, right? All right, we're going to have some fun here. We're going to let Connor go so he can get down and take some pictures of the jerseys. Maybe he'll send those up to me. We'll show you that on the next broadcast.
Yeah, I can do that for you for sure.
And
the Grinch.
The Grinch. Yeah. Is that what's on them?
Yeah, you didn't. That's what the socks are green. You didn't see the furry green legs.
I haven't seen any of it yet.
It's the furry green legs.
Sleeping.
I took one from up here. I'll see if I can.
All right, save it. Send it. Oh yeah.
Furry green legs, and I love them. They're great.
You'll have to text me that. We'll show that on the next broadcast.
Sure.
Okay, everybody, from the Hughes Intelligence Hockey Suite, I'm David Burrows and my good friend Connor Burke. As always, 1, 2, 3,
Go Sting, go!